Has ripped through parts of Birmingham, injuring 12 people and damaging hundreds of buildings.
Eyewitnesses here described how the sky went black, everything went silent, and then it struck.
On the 28th of July 2005 at 2:47 p.m, Birmingham was hit by weather the likes of which it had never seen before.
I stood at the back of Woolworths thinking it was a bomb.
With ferocious intensity, the tornado tore.
I got a phone call from my son who was in the upstairs bedroom. He said there was a bit of wind damage.
The tornado ripped through parts of South Birmingham.
And we were feeling like the rippling effects and that the glass window is going to come in.
130 miles per hour.
He said, well, there are tiles everywhere, Dad, and all the trees are down. And I took it with a pinch of salt.
At least 12 people were injured, one seriously.
I was stood at the back with my coat over my head, not liking it.
Insurers say it could take years to sort out all the claims.
The whole street was completely trashed.
The devastating wind came and went in just 3 minutes.
We walked out. It was like being in War of the Worlds because it was really dark and like everything had gone quiet and stopped.
The after effects of the tornado left 169 people homeless. It's 3 days since the tornado struck, and the city of Birmingham is beginning to lick its wounds. Sent in by the insurers, an army of workers have descended on the worst hit areas. Among them is Alan Woodruff. He's been a glazier for 5 years. Since the tornado struck, the glazing teams have been working around the clock. Instead of attending the usual 300 calls a month, Alan and other glaziers are receiving over 300 calls an hour. And all this on his first day back from holiday.
I've been chucked in at the deep end now, haven't I? This is payback time for being off. Never mind.
One of the first people to get help is Amy Woodcock. Alan is here to assess the storm damage to our windows.
Hello, Mr. Woodcock.
Hi.
It's all been happening here then, hasn't it?
I know, yeah. There's G3 here. And upstairs as well, the bedroom window.
Because of the damage to her house, Amy has had to move to a hotel for the last couple of nights. It's been a traumatic experience.
Thursday I was a complete wreck and just really in shock and very tearful. And we were allowed to come in the house on Thursday night to pick up a few clothes, and that was awful because that was the first time I'd been upstairs.
So it's all glass damage, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some slate damage to the roof.
The power of the tornado turned roof tiles into deadly missiles as they smashed through a bedroom window and flew across the room. One buried itself into a shelf, another gashed a hole in the wall.
It was just horrible seeing the bedroom wall with a hole in it and that big slate in the shelf. It's just not nice seeing your house in that sort of mess.
Amy and her fiancé have spent the last 3 years doing up the house. They're now selling it and have just agreed a sale with a potential buyer.
We were about 2 weeks away from selling our house. I want to get it done quite quickly because above me in the chain, they're all waiting for me. But I don't want them to wait too long, and I don't want to wait too long.
I've just phoned the office and they've said we could do it this Friday.
Yeah,
It's the 5th, between 1 and 5.
Perfect,
and it should take most of the afternoon.
Great.
Okay then.
Bye-bye.
Hundreds of families are counting the human and financial cost this evening of a storm that ripped into parts of Birmingham without warning.
No one could have been prepared for its wrath and after effects.
Hundreds of people in Birmingham have been told to stay away from their homes after a freak tornado devastated.
Over 1,000 properties were damaged with a repair bill of nearly £25 million.
Winds of up to 130 miles an hour tore roofs from homes, uprooted trees and lifted cars into the air.
One property hit belongs to Martin Hockley. whose house was in the direct path of the tornado, and it's left a lasting impression on his patio doors.
What happened here was that a tile came round and hit hair so hard that it sheared off, and that's what's left in the door. The speed of it must be tremendous.
Martin's house was hit hard, with windows smashed and tiles ripped off. This morning, the insurance companies have sent in their experts to count the cost.
So what's the objective today?
Get the scaffold up, and then we can get up there to assess, you know, what needs to be taken off.
Loss assessor Alan Soughton thought he'd seen it all.
This is quite amazing. We've never seen anything quite so devastating in such a small area. I've dealt with major floods before, back in 98 and 2000, where we did 50 or 60 properties that had all been flooded, but it's a bit different to the sort of blast through area. It's taken all the tiles off and stripped them out.
It wasn't just Martin's house that was affected. A tornado has no respect for a well-established garden.
We had a blue fir here, an apple tree there, Douglas firs at the end there, and a couple of big Leylandii, 3 or 4 apple trees down the side and some ornamental trees. Every single one is gone. The garden was very, how would you call it, enclosed, a very, very tranquil place. Now it's like sitting in a prairie, so it's very, very different indeed.
These repairs are going to be expensive.
It's fairly extensive. We're looking somewhere £25,000–30,000 worth of repairs on the property in total, with the glass, the roof, the conservatory that's done at the back, and various other small bits and pieces.
But just who will have to foot the bill?
I was talking to a guy in the street on day one who told me with great certainty that there was no way we were insured because it was an act of God, and I kind of looked at him and went,
Martin can do nothing except let the assessors get on with their job and await their verdict. It's going to be a long 24 hours for Martin. A new day begins in Birmingham as work continues in some of the 1,000 damaged properties. There's a lot of work ahead for the team sent in by insurers. And at the home of Amy Woodcock, Glaciers Ollie and Jazz are here to replace her broken windows.
Some short ladders, there.
Take it up another notch. That's it, it's maxed it.
That right?
It is.
Third one down, yeah. Ain't big enough, are they?
But already the gallant Glaziers have a problem.
The ladders ain't big enough.
Okay, that's really helpful. Why haven't you got ladders that reach the top floor of
That's
the house?
standard issue, that's all they give us.
Don't you think you need quite big ladders to fit a 2-storey house as standard anyway?
Oh yeah, I know they're insufficient, but that's all I'm giving.
So the lads make a start on the ground floor instead. But upstairs, the outlook is definitely gloomy.
They don't know when they're going to fit the top one, so they're just going to do the bottom one, which I'm cross about because it's not like it's a 6th floor of a flat or anything, is it? It's just a terraced 2 up, 2 down house.
Repairs on Birmingham's houses may be underway, but it'll be decades before the city's landscape returns to normal.
But wreaked havoc across 3 areas of the city. It uprooted trees and damaged more than 100. And also there have been plenty of trees uprooted and cars hurled across the...
In King's Heath, CCTV showed the horror. Watch the 2 in bright hooded tops as a tree falls on them. The cameras also filmed the emergency services.
Nearly 2,000 trees in Birmingham's parks, some centuries old, were affected by the tornado in a little under 3 minutes. Part of the job of dealing with this disaster falls to tree surgeon Simon Smith.
There's kids climbing through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to make that safe.
Simon and colleague Ron Duncan work for the local park authority. Their priority for the next few weeks is to make Birmingham's parks safe.
Previously, until about yesterday, all this area was cordoned off, so it didn't really matter too much with these things hung up, but now the police have taken the cordon down, we've got to make it safe. There's a huge couple of trees over there that really need to be dropped so that they can't move at all. Big concern is kids climbing over them. That's Slayton bed, isn't it? Oh yeah. There's a bad one up here, Ron. It's pretty obvious that's really very dangerous. Someone playing under it could move. Now this tree here, we just need to make it safe and drop any limbs that are sticking up down onto the ground. Make sure they can't fall onto anybody.
The fallen trees may be unsafe, but for children, they're a big attraction.
What we're seeing is that the children have made themselves a den. Yes, it's fun for children, but the chances of something happening is very, very high. So we have to eliminate that to them. They might not like us doing that, but safety is paramount. So.
Well, that big one at the moment is the cat, obviously.
It's the middle of summer, and people are keen to use the park, so Simon has to work quickly to make it a safe place.
I would have thought there's at least a couple of thousand trees being severely damaged and fallen over.
Even the trees that appear to have survived the storm require some attention.
I don't like to see trees come out, but if it's a danger to public safety and it's near a house as well, it's got to come out really.
With 8,000 acres of parkland in Birmingham, it's going to be a big job for the tree surgeons. At Amy's home, the work on the upstairs windows has had to be abandoned because the ladder can't reach. Any further delays now could jeopardise the sale of a house. But Glazier Ollie now has another problem.
All my glasses scratched.
Hang on, do you come with scratch glass and not enough ladders? So you're really helpful.
Amy isn't the only person whose house is in need of new windows. Over 6,000 panes have been damaged in the tornado, and glass has become a scarce commodity. Local manufacturers have run out. But Amy wants action now.
Hello, I'd like to speak to someone regarding my house. You turned up without long enough ladders to fit the top bay window, and now they've only got scratch glass in their van. So they haven't actually got to do anything. So you're going to get a big set of ladders and some glass around. How long do you think that's going to take? Brilliant. Okay, thank you. Bye. Coming round in an hour with tall ladders and more glass. Ollie? Someone's coming over in an hour with more glass and a taller ladder.
Yeah, that's what we can do.
Anyway, how long do you think it will take you? 20 minutes, tops?
Well, I think we'll be lucky if we get this bayed in tonight.
Really? So you're going to have to come round tomorrow?
Or whenever they've booked it in for.
Right, I'll phone them to find out. Hello, Gary, it's Amy again. Hi, the two guys that are here think they're not going to get it all done this evening, so they will get it done. Right, okay then. Thank you. Bye.
But Ollie doesn't share his boss's confidence.
Physically impossible to do it. You know, so a bit of lack of understanding in the office. I mean, they don't really see what we have to do, so.
The windows in the home of Martin Hockley also need replacing, along with the trees in his garden and a damaged roof. But if the loss assessors judge the damage to be an act of God, they won't cover the repair bills.
they're calling it storm damage and not an act of God, apparently. I don't know who was behind it.
With the insurance company footing the bill, scaffolding is quickly erected so work can begin on the damaged roof. Even Martin's garden is covered.
Insurance is really interesting. If a tree falls down, it's a fallen tree, it's not insured. If a fence disappears or falls down, it's a fence that fell down, it's not insured. But if a tree hits a fence, the tree and the fence are insured. Bye-bye! So we've left the trees that hit fences and we've moved the trees that didn't. What can I tell you?
So Martin had a few trees that he needed to move himself, but most of his garden damage is insured. For a man hit by a tornado 2 days ago, he feels he's been quite fortunate.
I feel lucky because we didn't get completely trashed. I also feel lucky that we're insured because there's a whole bunch of people around here that aren't, and obviously it's going to be a real struggle for them. So I kind of feel pretty lucky, all in all.
Unfortunately, it's estimated that over half of properties hit by the tornado were not fully insured. Businesses have also been severely affected. Whilst many have closed, those that remain open struggle. The roof of this local store was ripped clean off in the tornado, leaving the business and shopkeeper Mr. Ali in a state of shock.
I said, oh God, what's happened here? Who can be like that, some things? And I couldn't explain. I couldn't, imagine what happened here now. That was very, very, very unbelievable. It's a disaster. It's very disaster. It's very disaster. From upstairs, from downstairs, the windows, the goods, everything, the business. It's a disaster, really. It's real disaster. Real disaster.
He was downstairs serving customers when the tornado struck.
I was myself standing here, and there were some customers here inside, and everywhere is becoming, very dark. At the same time, in seconds, I heard a lot of noises, like crashes. I've seen the window become in, all broken and coming in, and all the glasses running here. And I spoke to the customer. I said, "Oh, go back, come back."
Fortunately, it was only the shop window dummy that felt the full force of the wind.
This lady was here, and the lady became like that, exactly like that. And not only here, the lady became here, up to here, with a big mirror, big glass. Up to here. From there up to here. Yeah, it was very strong.
The missing roof means that the whole shop could suffer further damage.
Leak of water from upstairs. Look here, it's wet, this one. It's a leak, there is a leak, water leak. And there is another one, and there is another one, and here another one, and here another one. If today it starts raining, I'm sure tomorrow all these things will be gone.
The fate of Mr. Ali's roof, stock and livelihood also now lies in the hands of the insurers. But there's some good news for Amy. Reinforcements have arrived.
Aye. I'm just going to put my brakes on. Don't laugh.
It's 4 o'clock, and the third guy's arrived.
Yeah, Ollie, you owe me money for this. Why? I was nearly done.
We've got an hour to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows.
Anyway, I've got my J90 specs on now, it'll all be okay. No. But it's quite yours,
That went in really quick.
Poor lady here needs a gas back in, doesn't she?
Thank you.
sir. I bet you was devastated at that.
I was more devastated when I thought you only had short ladders.
Sir, that's a good.
So with the windows complete downstairs, will the new taller ladders do the business? Amy and her fiancé Mark could finally be sleeping under their own roof again tonight.
I wasn't very impressed this morning, but I'm impressed now. They're working quite quick, actually. Quicker than they thought they would, I think. Even though they're non-stop chit-chat.
Ollie, you ready for the number? Hold on a second.
I'm absolutely exhausted now from being here at 8:30, and I've got to go and pick up Mark in a bit from work.
755. One final push from the boys and the job should be complete for Amy's return. But Ollie has yet another problem.
Giles, I've got no glass left. We've got no glass left. I'm not joking either.
With only one window left to fit, the only glass Ollie has in his van is damaged.
We've run out of glass because we've had that much to cut on. And I think it was misjudged slightly.
So it's back on with the boards and down with the ladders. The lads have done as much as they can today, and with glass still in very short supply, have to head off to source some more. Leaving Jazz to break the news to Amy when she returns.
Tell about tomorrow. I'll tell them what Ollie's arranged.
I want it done tomorrow, and that's it. I want it done tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll do it, alright.
Okay. And you promise you come tomorrow, I'll be cross.
So Amy and her fiancé will be spending another night in a hotel.
Hopefully. Well, why not? Cheers. How annoying.
Another busy day ahead for the Disaster Masters in Birmingham. It's estimated it'll be 18 months until all work is complete, but for now, just 4 days after the tornado, the lives and homes of the residents are beginning to be pieced back together. At Martin Hockley's house, work is underway to replace his damaged roof. But it's not just the workers who've been hard at it.
We've put in about 4 days, 2 or 3 people for 4 days, and this is as far as we've got. So we've logged up all the trees that were our responsibility and not the insurers, and we've got most of it out onto the street. But you know, we've been scratching up and sweeping up and wheelbarrowing out for 3 or 4 days now.
As his home is slowly put back together, Martin is beginning to convince himself that some good has come in the wake of the tornado.
Well, I've met more people in the street in the last week and shaken more hands and exchanged first names and been offered glasses of Sambuca by more people than I could shake a stick at. So it's been an interesting week. I didn't know who lived here. So we've been here for 4 years. And, I know the neighbourhood, which is good. It's good. It's a good thing.
At the home of Amy Woodcock, glaziers from outside Birmingham have been drafted in to finish off the job. And with them, another set of ladders. Only one final pane of glass needs to be fitted before Amy can move back in. But it's not proven that easy.
The ladder not high enough? No. We had this problem yesterday.
It appears that the curse of the ladders has struck again.
To make the same mistake twice is just careless.
Back at Martin's house, another team of workers have arrived to mend the fences and clear the garden. shopkeeper Mr. Ali has had the go-ahead from insurers and work on fixing his roof is well underway. Back at Amy's. After 3 days, 6 tradesmen, 7 panes of glass, yet another set of ladders has arrived. With most of the preparation work done on the frame yesterday, it's just a question of fitting a new pane of glass.
So glad it's all in now.
With the job complete, Amy can now move back in.
That's us.
And prepare for the sale of a house.
Very keen, I'm glad it's done.
Once again, another happy customer.
At last, in the end. I could have been this happy yesterday.
Unfortunately, the sale of Amy's house fell through, although for reasons unconnected with the damage it suffered during the tornado. Martin Hockley is back in his house and the roof's fixed, but his garden won't recover for years. Birmingham is still recovering. The tornado may have lasted only 3 minutes, but the effects will last for decades. Most of the residents have now moved back into the houses, but only after 50,000 tiles and 3,000 panes of glass have been replaced. Next time on Disaster Masters, more tornado trouble in Birmingham when the tree surgeons have a tricky operation. In Leeds, locksmith Duncan comes to the rescue after a break-in.
There was about £100 on there. Took that.
Flood experts Darryl and Dave get floored by a massive leak in West Yorkshire.
I think that the whole flooding will have to come up.
That is the biggest disaster ever.
And we're back with the Disaster Masters in 2 weeks' time here on BBC One. Next tonight, could past traumas be causing a 6-year-old to lack confidence? Child of Our Time tells Charlotte's story.